How's it going, guys? So I got some good news. So I actually was able to do another interview with someone, and it was Flame, the creator of Farbin Tires. Now, if you don't know who he is, he has a series called Farbin Tires, where some humanoid tire guys try to get to Area 51 and stuff like that. You gotta watch the series so you know what I'm talking about. But I was able to do an interview with him. I asked him over 20 good questions, well, in my opinion. And yeah, let's go. Alright, so the first question is, why did you make episode 15 a full screen episode? I thought you said you was gonna make episode 20 a full screen. Because in Beyond interview with him, he did say that episode 20 was gonna be a full screen. And he said the change of plans, I decided that the script of episode 15 was fire enough to make it full screen. Yeah, when I watch episode 15, I'd be like, yeah, you couldn't fit this into a short, you know what I'm saying. And then I asked my brother, did he have a question? And my brother told me to ask him, what is the hardest part of making this series? Flame said, probably finding the maps that fit the idea in my brain. I had to make a custom map for that final scene, episode 15. Well, I see. And then I asked him, will your series make it to 100 episodes? He said possibly. It probably will. Do you have, and then I asked him one of my biggest questions, do you have inspirations from Skibidi at all? He said, I try not to. I don't think I do. Well, Flame, I kind of agree with you because I have a series called Silver Random, and I try not to make a series close to Skibidi Toilet, but there are characters that are literally Skibidi Toilet characters, but I'd be like, these are not Skibidi Toilet characters. They're just coincidental looks. And then I asked him, will the leader get free? If you watch episode 15, you'll understand what I'm talking about. And then he said, depends if the Trailwalkers succeed and save their leader. I'm not gonna lie, that was a W question, but a L answer. Bro's just not trying to spoil anything, though. Then I asked him, will the Trailwalkers make it to Area 51 before the next 10 episodes? And then Flame said episode 20 is when it all goes down. So I guess he technically just revealed that they're gonna get there at episode 20, I guess. And then I asked him, are the Trailwalkers an experiment built, or were they from a different planet like aliens? And then he said they were built by humans. That's kind of interesting because what type of humans would want to build them? I guess you gotta know more about the lore later, so. Then I asked him, do Treadwalkers have a weakness other than electricity? And then Flame said, I say EMPS. Now, if you don't know what EMPS means, it's just some other type of electricity, I guess. I looked it up, it just said electricity something. It's just another type of electricity. And then I asked a question that, I just had asked this question because, people have been wanting to know this. I asked them, will there be a new race at all or something built to kill Treadwalkers other than stun guns? He said, no, just humanity against the Treadwalkers. Well, guys, when you guys make theories about this series, don't say anything about, stun gunmen or, electricity men. No, it will just be humanity. Humanity against Treadwalkers, so, yeah. Then I asked him what would happen. I kind of started, being a little bit funny with this. I asked him what would happen if Treadwalker's tire come off. And then he just said, if that comes off, they die. I probably should have expected that, but hey, I mean, you gotta ask. When you really think about it, it is a good question. What would happen? Then I asked him a question I literally thought that this was, the way it happened. So I asked him, were Trailwalkers peaceful until that one human provoked them in episode 4, I think? I thought that was really what happened. Trailwalkers, they didn't want to hurt nobody until humans tried to hurt them. And then And then Flame actually said they aren't peaceful. They just ignore anything else besides their main goal. If you disrupt them, they see it was you trying to interfere with their mission. And result, they kill. That's actually surprising. I thought they didn't want to hurt nobody and just want to get their mission done until a human tried to hurt them. So, but really, Treadwalkers, they don't really care about humans unless they hurt them. So, I guess my theory was kind of right, but not in the way I thought about it. I thought they were just peaceful, but hey, I was wrong. Then I asked him, do you animate on computer or laptop? He said computer. Guys, I animate Silver Random on my laptop. And then I asked him, will Treadwalkers invent something or have something that can turn humans into Treadwalkers? And then Flame said, Treadwalkers don't really invent. They are mostly mindless creature doing what they're told. They have no free will. I honestly thought that, but I have a question that continues off that, something that goes with the question, but that's later. So he said he's also making an SFM horror short film, and in Beyond's interview, and I asked him, could he tell us something about it? He said, sure, it's uncanny. That's funny. That's a funny answer because, he's kind of doing what I'm asking. He's kind of answering what I asked him. Then I asked him, can you tell us something that will happen in episode 16? He said destruction. Bro's really not giving out any spoilers, but can you blame him? He's trying to make stuff cinema and non-spoiler stuff like that. Then I asked him, will episode 16 be in full screen too? He said maybe. It probably will. I might take a guess. If episode has a script that's not that big, it'll probably be in short. But if it's like a pivotal episode, then it'll probably be in full screen. So I guess if episode 16 is pivotal, then probably yeah. Then I asked him, didn't you start episode 1 just as a meme, and then you wanted to turn it into a series, or did you know that it was gonna turn into a series? And then Flame said, halfway through making it, I decided to turn it into a series. So he's technically saying, at first I decided just to make it just as a meme, but while I was in production, he was like, I want to make this into a series. So. And then I asked him, as an estimate, how many humans have the Treadwalkers killed? I thought, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I thought he was gonna say at least 1 billion. He said, I say 1,000. So, I guess. And then I asked him, how do Treadwalkers grow? He said they are built to be a size, they don't grow. And then I asked him, do they keep being built over time, or did whoever make them build a certain amount, and then that's how many they are? And then he said they were built at one point in a time. No more have been built. I haven't wanted to know that lately, so yeah. I just wanted to know, is there only one certain amount, or do more just be built over time, or be made, or something like that? And then my last question was, will this series last more than a year? He said 100%. I'm not gonna lie, I thought this Farb entire series was probably gonna be just like a meme series, not even really with a story and all that. But I guess if it's gonna last more than a year, then it's gonna have a big story to it. So, guys, I'm so happy that Flame did this interview with me. And Flame, when you watch this, I just want to say thank you so much, because I honestly did not think you was going to say yes or even reply back to me. So, bye, guys.